Near Protocol, powerhouse project, top 20 cryptocurrency, doing some very interesting things. But is Near Protocol near the end of its trend before it reaches its bend and is going to do a correction? That's what we're going to find out in today's video. So like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. My name is Jagier. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro. Been featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008, where I only used to focus on currencies that are now exclusive on cryptocurrency. So let's dive straight in. So Near Protocol, reimagine your world through simple, secure, and scalable technology. They've got this Watch the March Town Hall. I highly recommend it. I watched it this morning. Very interesting. They're doing some very interesting things. No wonder they're a top 20 cryptocurrency. Coin market cap, they are almost $11 billion in market capitalization, 1.1 billion daily trading volume as of today, $16. So very, very interesting. But what we are going to look at today is price. Yes, we are going to look at Near Protocol totally from a price perspective. Now, if you don't know about Elliott waves, Ralph Nelson Elliott in the 1800s, 1900s figured out that all markets are based on fear and greed. And the price data that we're looking at right in front of us is a reflection of the human psychology, the psychological mood of the buying and selling behavior. And this is a textbook chart pattern. It might just look like a random bunch of lines right now, like it's just going up and up and up and down, up and down. But here, you can actually learn how to read this. So there's some simple things that you need to know. First of all, markets, more often than not, and around 50 to 70% of the time, these are identifiable. Moving fives and threes. And can we see a 5-wave count forming with Near Protocol? Now, what I want to show you, I'm going to show you a couple of things today. But we're gonna really dive into this. But what I'm saying is you're gonna have 5-wave counts within the 5-wave counts. So the 5-wave count we can see here. Look at this. This is textbook. That's a 5-wave count. But that's a subdivision count. What we're gonna look at is the macro picture first of all, in terms of taking all the price data and what's the macro, and then we can do subdivisions, and that's gonna give us a massive clue on where is the psychological mood based on all the buying and selling behavior, and what's likely to occur next. Because what you ideally want to do is be 2 steps ahead of the market. So what I'm seeing with Near Protocol is I'm going to do it like this. Just zoom it like this, like this, like this. Here we go. This is what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to delete this. We'll come back to that in a second. Is on a macro viewpoint on Near Protocol. We're on a daily chart. We're using Trading View. What I see is a nice clean wave 1. We've got a correction happening over here, a wave 2. We've had this explosive movement to the upside, wave 3. We'd have this 3-wave correction, remember 5s and 3s, A, B, C, what looks like a wave 4. And it looks like a wave 5 is forming, right? This is something you want to be very aware of. We want to be very, very aware of this. Look how clean this is. And it's forming just in a textbook fashion. So this is the wave count for Near Protocol. After a 5-wave movement to the upside, what typically occurs from an Elliott wave standpoint is a big degree A, B, C style correction. Something like this. So what we're talking about today, yes, Near Protocol, phenomenal. Like you read their website, I go, fantastic. Watch their town hall, phenomenal stuff, good investments, incubation, customer acquisition, doing a lot of interesting things, partnering with a lot of interesting projects. They're looking for the next unicorn. But now we're going to put the fundamentals to the side. Say, that's great. We love that, right? No doubt about it. But the reality of the situation is, including Bitcoin, including all other cryptocurrencies, most of the price movement, including stocks and shares and Forex, like foreign currency, is driven by the human emotion of fear and greed. And this, what we're doing here, allows us to read the psychology and see what's happening, what's likely to happen next. So this is a high alert. We're going to look at this. What is the potential top? Because we're doing probabilities, never certainties, right? That's what we're trying to get the edge in our favor where we become the casino so we can act and anticipate what's likely to happen. So if you're in Near Protocol, you want to be considering profits at this phase, if that suits you, or if you're a really long-term holder, to be prepared for a correction before a continuation to new highs, which is more of a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, maybe a 10-year vision that you have for Near Protocol. And then the next expansion of the market will be all-time new highs. But what we're going to focus on today is, let's just get rid of these, is what we're going to focus on is this, right? Where are we with this? I'm just going to focus, I'm now going to zoom in. I'm going to do a couple of things. I just want to add the most value to you. We're going to keep it quite simple, very, very simple, very, very, very simple. First thing, I want to do a subdivision count. So this is a macro degree count. So we got a nice 5-wave structure that we're seeing. But the wave 4 looks like a pretty clean, pretty deep as well, A, B, C correction. And this is an intermediate count. I like to use the intermediate. So it's really, really clear. ABC over 4. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do some price projections. So we use something called Fibonacci ratios. Now, again, Fibonacci ratios are just shown that these ratios apply in human nature time and time again in the universe, on planet Earth, and there's lots of examples. But what was also discovered was Fibonacci ratios tend to apply to human psychology and buying and selling behavior, where these waves, this wave has a relationship to this wave, has a relationship to this wave. So that allows us to project in advance what's likely to occur. And if you want to learn how to really apply Elliott wave combined with Fibonacci ratios, which is probably the most powerful tool for reading the markets like a pro, take my free Elliott wave and Fibonacci masterclass, which is in the link below. It will take you to this page. One click, and you'll be literally get video on demand straight away. And I cover the 3 key rules that you need to know about Elliott waves and how to do official wave counts. And that's going to give you an edge on the market, increasing the probability of you getting it right. And you can anticipate rather than react. And that's one of the biggest challenges with all markets, let alone cryptocurrency. So now we're going to do 2 simple things. I say simple. Simple once you've learned everything is difficult before it's easy, like driving a car is difficult before it's easy. Reading Elliott waves and Fibonacci ratios is difficult, but then it gets easy with time. We're going to do something called an end of wave 5 price target and a end of wave 5 external retracement. Right? Most people don't know about external retracement. So quick thing I'm going to do here is what most people don't realize is wave 1 to 3 has a direct relationship with wave 5. That's what we're going to do next. What's what we're going to do? So we're going to use something called trend-based fib extension. This is TradingView. Some softwares call it something different, but this is what we're saying here. We're going to measure wave 1 to 3, project it from what looks like this end of wave 4, and the key 3 ratios that we want is going to be 38, 62, and 100%. Now, the 32 is within the range, so that's not relevant. It's really the 62 to the 100% that we want to be paying attention to, which is this range over here. So now we've got quite a broad range that just tells us is likely that Near Protocol is nearing the end of its trend, a 5-wave trend. Nothing personal against Near Protocol. We think it's phenomenal. You know, to get into a top 20 cryptocurrency is pretty exceptional. You can watch the town hall, fundamentally phenomenal. But nature of buying and selling behavior, we need to be aware of that. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to do something called an external retracement. It's basically the relationship between wave 4 and wave 5. That's basically the relationship. I cover it in more depth in the masterclass in itself and how it can give you a massive edge on the market and keep you ahead of the game. So we're going to use a retracement tool, which is going to click. I'm going to keep it over here so it's really, really clear for us to see. And what's powerful about this? Well, first, the 2 ratios that we want is 1.618, the golden mean, and 1.272. And we'll just get rid of, I think it's this one here. We don't need that here. So what this does for us now is we've got 2 zones. And I see it like this. This is a price zone here. And this is another price zone up here. And what tends to happen with all markets, or most markets, is we don't know where the wave 5 is going to be, so we can put it in between. And what tends to happen is that it will hit the first price target more often than not. And if it exceeds it, it will typically find the next price target. But we can use something called momentum to help us figure this out. But also, and let's finish on this, it looks like Near Protocol is forming a 5-wave sequence here. Look at this. A wave 1, a wave 2. It looks like a 3. We'll probably see some type of 4 and then some type of 5. And this is, again, an intermediate count. So this is waves within the waves. And this can give us a massive clue. It's too early to judge right now. Ideally, we want the wave 4 to form and then a new high to go above the former wave 3. And then we can do some projections using this price data over here. And then we can narrow down what is more likely. Is it going to be this price zone or this price zone? It's looking like this price zone just at the first glance. But we can kind of get more accuracy. But it's too soon to do that right now. We want to move down and move up. Another thing to keep in mind is I'm going to just show you one last thing. I'll leave that there. Is I'm going to use a momentum indicator. Right, this momentum indicator, it's a stochastics RSI. Keep it nice and simple. Is likely we'll see this happen, and then this, and that will more than likely also coincide. So then what you have is 3 things, and I keep things really, really simple, and I only use these 3 things. You got momentum, you got pattern, which is the Elliott wave count, and then you got price. And when all these coincide, then we've got a very high probability end of a trend. So let me know what you think. Do you think Near Protocol is at the end of its trend? Near Protocol, near its end of its trend? Yeah, I'll be interested to hear your discussions on this. But this is my anticipation. In fact, I just want to draw one last thing very clearly. I'm going to do a bit of forecasting because I want to just show you this. Let's just make an assumption. Let's just say this ends up being the top. Let's just say. So wave 5, let's just say gets here. And there's a wave 5 of a wave 5. What would we anticipate happening afterwards if this happened and it was the top? Well, more often than not, an ABC correction will occur. Something like this. And we'll see this time and time again in the market. It's very valuable information that can be very, just very, very helpful. But how much, I'm really projecting in advance now, but this is just for a bit of entertainment. I'm doing this way too soon. We want to get more information, but I think it's helpful for you to know that this is what typically occurs in the markets again and again and again. The next correction will tend to be these 3 targets. I covered this in the masterclass also. And then just something I want to quickly do. This is just for my curiosity. Is how long does a correction typically take? So what we're talking about is a big degree correction of Near Protocol doing something along this line. Like this. And we're talking about a long correction. We're potentially talking about a 6-7 month correction, right? A 6-7 month correction is what's most common, but then there is a typical minimum. And let's just be conservative. Let's just say, yeah, it might be to the end of the year. And I've done this before. I remember doing this with Dogecoin, and people thought I was a nutcase because Dogecoin was doing a very similar pattern. In fact, should we have a look? Let's have a look. I'm gonna show you Dogecoin. I know Near Protocol is on a different level to Dogecoin in terms of what it's doing, but there's a lot of trading volume and buying and selling behavior with Dogecoin, and that can be helpful for us. So actually, I'm just trying to show you something with Dogecoin. I'm going to show you on here. Dogecoin. Where is Dogecoin right now? Dogecoin is, well, it's top 11, right? So from a market cap perspective, it's higher than Near Protocol. And what I want to show you is I did a video like this. I don't know if this is going to be clear enough. In fact, let me pull up. I'm going to pull up a Dogecoin chart. Give me 2 seconds. This is valuable information. This is Dogecoin. Doge. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. So what I want to show you is I did this with Dogecoin a little while ago. I'm showing you like this just because it's valuable information, very, very valuable information, because most people don't realize how powerful Elliott wave and Fibonacci can be.
Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel.
All right, Shakir. All right, Shakir. All right, I'm just gonna bear with me on this. You'll be thankful that you watched this. I'm gonna show you something very, very, very powerful. Dogecoin video was one of my first videos when I first did my YouTube channel. We're coming up to a year. It was April 19th, 2021. Was when I first did my first Bitcoin video, and I did a Dogecoin video, and it was reaching an end of a wave 5 pattern and price target, and literally I said, dodge the Dogecoin bullet. I'm getting this, and I'm going to tell you why, because Near Protocol is displaying a very, very similar pattern. So here we go. This is, you can see here, I wrote here, dodge the Dogecoin bullet, must watch before buying. I actually did 2 videos that day. I only got 88 views. You can tell I had like 10 subscribers. Has Dogecoin reached its top, right? So there's 2 videos, right, on Dogecoin. But why was I so confident? There's probabilities, never certainties. I'm just going to click on this video. I'm going to just show you a couple of things because I'm seeing the same thing with Near Protocol right now, right? All right. So what I was seeing over here is, I'm just going to draw it like this. This was a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and this wave 5. Yeah, on this wave 5 sequence. And what I said was very similar to what we're saying with Near Protocol, which we should anticipate at least a 3-wave correction. It should take like this amount of time. This was months. This was months we're talking, right? And some people thought it was crazy, like literally drawing this box. And it was just like, no way is that happening to Dogecoin. No way. Like, and this video was, if you can see, it was on May 6, 2021, right? May 6, 2021. And let me just do this over here. I'm going to bring up Dogecoin. I'm going to keep this up. And I'm just going to change to a line chart. And this is where we were at with Dogecoin. I'm just going to do it like this. Bear with me on this. It will make perfect sense to you in a second. But look what happened with Dogecoin. Let me just redraw it. I'll draw it like this. We had this very beautiful, beautiful textbook 5-wave sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We drew these projections in advance and said, hey guys, look, got nothing against Dogecoin. You know, it's pumping, it's great. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, after a big wave correction, we should anticipate this downward movement. So we go, okay, let's be objective. And then look what happened. Like literally, the following days and weeks and days, literally did the big correction. And look, it hovered right the way down to that line, which is the 78.6% correction. But at the time, it sounded absurd because Dogecoin was making all-time new highs. The price was just booming. The optimism was insane. It was hitting extensions beyond the extensions. But from a just an objective mechanical look, I have no biases, but this is the typical ratio and is overextended at the typical maximum. After a typical maximum, we should anticipate a 3-wave style correction. And now it ended up being this 3-wave style correction in Dogecoin. Now, I bring this up just to really kind of iterate with you. We now jump back to Near Protocol and we go, all right, yeah, are you telling me that markets tend to move in cycles and trends, whether it's Bitcoin or whether it's Near Protocol? I go, absolutely. Now, it's probabilities and never certainties because we're just looking for the edge. But more than likely, we are going to see. We are in April right now. We're talking about 6 to 8 months of sideways to down movements. Now, there'll be ups and downs. So we're talking about a new high being made first, and then a potential correction to the downside. And then, because Near Protocol was done phenomenal. Look at this movement. It's phenomenal and phenomenal. Like it went from, what, like $1 to $2, all the way up to, it's likely to get to like $22 thereabouts. But just be very, very mindful of your position with Near Protocol. But this is what I see occurring. Whether it happens or not, we don't know. but this is what I see occurring just based on human psychology, buying and selling behavior. Elliott wave and Fibonacci is the best tool for reading the markets, especially cryptocurrency, because there's a lot of speculation, more than other traditional markets. So if you want to learn how to do this, click on the link below. How to read the markets like a pro, Elliott wave and Fibonacci masterclass. What you're gonna get, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this a lot. I promise you. Elliott wave and Fibonacci masterclass, how to read the markets like a pro. Exclusive. See what you can learn from this extraordinary training. This is my team. This is my team writing this, right? So I got some wise words. But you click on this. Show me now. Bang, instant access, and you'll get my key tips from my 15 years of experience of reading the markets, really in the currency markets, but Bitcoin, crypto, near protocol, it's just even better because of the rawness of the psychology. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let's read a quote from the book. It's one of my favorites. It's Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. I was watching a video of Michael Saylor this morning, and he's the CEO of MicroStrategy, and he was talking about his Bitcoin strategy and how you should see Bitcoin as hodling a farm, like your family farm. You bought a family farm to be passed on for generations and generations and generations. And he says his balance sheet strategy is really, really simple. They buy Bitcoin and they hold Bitcoin. They may leverage Bitcoin to borrow some extra capital at a low interest rate and buy more Bitcoin. And they keep the strategy really, really clean, really, really easy. And he says it. He says investors, people on the board, they just like simplicity. They don't want all this craziness. And that's what I like to do when it comes to trading and technical analysis. There's all these charts, there's all these tools, there's a million different indicators that you can use, and I just use 3. Momentum on two time frames, pattern, ideally 2 to 3 time frames in terms of we saw the degrees, the wave 5 of a wave 5. We saw that breakdown right on 2 to 3 degrees, and then Fibonacci price in relationship to those waves. Once you understand the basics, you have this massive edge where you can see the future. And maybe 50, 60, 70, 80% of the time, it will tend to pan out on a macro, and then that'll give you a massive edge on the market. So do keep it simplicity, or simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, so do keep it simple. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, take the masterclass, enjoy it, and I'll see you soon.